Hello and welcome to another interesting episode on gender balancing right here on CTV, your number one online platform. Well, gender balancing, of course, is a program you all know where we bring and discuss gender sensitive issues, and of course, we as presenters we share our opinion on those controversial issues as it affects us gender wise. On this very beautiful note, I welcome you all on board on the program Gender Balancing. My name is Samuel Okata. I'm your host on the show, but of course, not your only host, but your co-host on the show. Well, we have two very interesting posts we would like to share with you all, but of course, these two posts, boils around relationship and then, of course, dating. How people who are in this, relationship are being uh, how they fare, of course, while they are in the relationship, and of course, how they're able to handle issues that come up with this relationship. Of course, I won't be letting the cat out of the bag now. When we come back from this break, of course, we'll be giving you guys details about these two different posts that we have, and of course, you have the opportunity to see my co-host, who is always on set with me. We'll be right back just after this time out. Please stay with us. Welcome once again to Gender Balancing. Of course, today is quite going to be very interesting because we have two very lovely posts, like I said before we went on the break, that we'll be sharing with you all. But before we do that, I'd like you all to see my co-host, who is Funke. Funke, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to be with you on the show today, as always.
Likewise.
Yeah, and I hope you are really, really, set to really share with me.
Definitely.
All right, so let's just go straight into business. Of course, we do not have time, and we have two very lengthy posts. We'll be reading. I would like to take the first post, and I would like you all to pay rapt attention as I read this post so that you can share your perspective or your opinion, on all of these posts. The first one says, my wife and I have stopped being intimate early last year until date while we still sleep on the same bed. In early 2024, I reconnected with my ex. The feelings between us are as strong as ever, and we continue to talk frequently. My ex has expressed that she was hurt by my previous decisions and avoids seeing me in person, but our conversation remained constant. I still love her, and she feels the same way about me. I am uncertain whether to seek a divorce and pursue a relationship with my ex while continuing to support my family financially. He continued, I struggled with while I can't move on from this one person after so many years. I would appreciate your advice on how to proceed. This is one of the posts, and the continuation of this post says, I've been married for 6 years, but before that, I think, is it the same post? I guess it's not.
It's the same post, actually. The beginning is I've been married for 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me take the beginning. I think I took it from the
back.
The back. All right. So the beginning says, I have been married for 6 years, but before that, I dated my wife for 6 years. During our relationship, I met another woman, and we fell deeply in love. She became my best friend, and I was torn between her and my wife. Despite this, I proposed to the other woman, but she declined. Shortly after, I asked my wife to marry me, and she accepted. I almost called off the wedding a day before my engagement due to my unresolved feelings for my ex. Now I am married with a 4-year-old son. While I provide well for my family, my wife feels neglected, and I haven't been emotionally invested in our marriage from the start. 4 months after my marriage, my ex and I chose to block each other everywhere, even on social media, to the point where everyone of our mutual friends also tried to help us to keep that promise of not communicating with each other. I think that's where the first post ends.
Yes,
Before
yes.
we go to the second post, we would like to talk about it and welcome your own comments, in the comment section. Funke, what can you say about this post before I proceed?
All I see is a confused man. Like, he doesn't know what he wants.
Okay.
So apparently, the problem here is not the wife. It's the actual problem because he's confused. And from the onset, that's from the genesis,
Yeah.
it was double dating.
Sure.
So he dated two of them for that 6 years. But when he was about to get married, he loved the other one more than the wife. But he actually proposed to that one. She's just an option. That's not his choice. She's just an plan B, exactly. Because how you have a plan B like that? Had it been the first one collected his proposal, like she accepted his proposal, he would have proposed to the other one. So now, even after 4 years of marriage, because they have a 4-year-old, or probably just 5 years of marriage or 6 years, he's still in love with this ex because they still communicate. Even they try to block each other, you won't block each other. So he's just confused. I don't know why he's giving the woman problem.
Well, you said confused. You're right in some ways. Yeah, he's confused because he doesn't know where to really pitch his legs or his footings. But then I don't think I will completely look at it from the point of confusion because, love is very, very, how am I going to put it? It's very dicey.
Okay.
It's difficult to handle, more especially when you are not emotionally stable. It's really difficult. I say this because I'm a human, I have that tendency to be loving two persons. Maybe because I was fortunate enough to run into the same person having the same features. You get it? That I am really interested in.
Yeah.
But of course, if we look at that post carefully, we will see that he wasn't really confused. These two persons are people he loved, and he was dating them almost at the same time. But of course, like the post said, he was trying to make a decision with that first person or with the second. I don't know how to put them now. With his
ex and his wife.
Let's even use it that way so that we don't get our viewers confused. Yes. He was trying to make a decision with his ex, and the ex wasn't really willing until he now made a decision to settle for this wife of his before the ex is now showing interest. Of course, it is like
it's not as if she's showing interest. Like, he cannot just get rid of his emotions.
No, I mean, she's even accepting that she will marry him, but of course it's already too late because he had already settled for his wife before showing that.
But now he's saying he wants to divorce her.
Because now that ex is now showing interest. So you can't eat your cake and have it.
He's the one that is confused. That's what I just know. He's confused.
If you say confused, yes, because of course somebody has already shown interest. Why not just go ahead with that person and forget about the person who showed interest late? Because marriage is not something you can just pick with one hand and dump with the other hand.
No. Just don't dump marriage.
People's emotions, people's feelings are involved. But of course, I understand his own, bitter ordeal staying with his wife and not having this intimacy. It's really important in a relationship. In fact, scripturally, I'm not trying to be religious here. Scripturally, it is advised that we don't starve our partners, our emotions. And I don't really know if that is the reason he's trying to go back to his ex, since he has not been enjoying that in his relationship. I think I leave that to both of them to be able to decide what exactly is the problem. Because
is the problem because I just feel the person he got married to was his option. That was his plan B. That was not the main choice he wanted. Yes, now
he both love both.
No, he did not. Because if he actually did, he would not have asked the ex out. Like, he would not have proposed to the ex while he was waiting for he actually used the what's it called, his wife as an option. So it's just the problem here. Let's move on to the second post.
Or do we take comments before we
let's just move on to the second post.
Okay, maybe
he's confused.
He's really.
Yes.
I just hope that our viewers will have their own, perspective or opinions to share. Maybe I should allow you to take the second post.
No, don't worry, you can take it.
Okay, so let me look for the second post. Just a moment. Okay, I think correct me if I'm wrong. The first one says, I know it's, is that line? Is it that line? I know it's not in my place. Is that where it's supposed to be?
No.
But that's, I'm having some mix up here.
Okay, so let me just take this one.
Please do.
So this one
do.
is saying, is basically talking about marriage.
Okay.
Where the lady said she have an older guy who is interested in getting married to her.
Yeah.
He's handsome and is rich.
Yeah.
But she's worried because he's older than her. She's just 20 years old.
Okay.
He has no kids and has not been ever married. Like, has never been married. What do you all think? So what do you think about a 20-year-old getting married to an older guy?
Okay. 20-year-old girl getting married.
Like, he has never been married. Probably is, Fat says older, probably is around his 30s or 40s.
Yeah. But this,
and he has never been married.
But this girl is 20 years old, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so if you want my perspective on this,
yes.
Really, age is not a factor in relationship. You know, we've seen people who are young and behaving very, very mature.
Yes.
In fact, they can,
and we see some older ones just acting as if
messing up as if they're babies.
The sense is not there.
You know, so it's not really, no, that's the truth. But the fact is, age is not really a factor in relationship, even though we can still consider that. But it's not really a factor. What I think is a factor is, are you emotionally balanced? When I mean emotionally balanced is, are you that matured enough to understand when there is an issue, you know how best to address that issue, so that it doesn't,
when to react, when to stay calm.
Exactly, it doesn't result into feasting, because when it results into feasting,
because if the first one is mad and the second one is mad,
you see now. So then, secondly, are you financially stable?
Okay.
Can you be able to handle, expenses or things that has to do with finances when they come, so that the next neighbor does not even hear what you guys are trying to handle and all that. Then secondly, I think being emotionally matured, financially stable, and then are you really ready for that? Because when you're emotionally matured, it does not mean you're ready to go into that phase of your life. So are you ready to go into it? So if you're ready to go into it and you feel you are matured enough to handle that situation, then I feel nobody should be talking about age.
Okay, so I'll just go straight to the comment section. I'll be taking like 2 or 3 comments.
All right, no problem.
Someone here is saying, but you not come to understand why you met him single at that age. You see, that is actually very deep.
Yes.
Because some men can be very toxic.
Yes. In fact, let me even talk about that a little before I allow you go to the comment section. It's vice versa. To some ladies who are in their late 30s approaching 40s and they are beautiful, they have good qualities. It's really shocking when you hear that they are still single, because you begin to ask, what is the problem? If you're really good to have as a wife, then why are you still single? It also applies to a man. You're good looking, you have a good job, right, to take care of a woman, and you're not a baby age-wise. Why are you still single? So, like that comment said, I buy that as an idea. But
so the last comments before we bring the show to a close, someone here is saying, just make sure you respect him very well, because he will just use it as a punching bag.
No.
That's the last comment for today.
Once there is love, I don't think he would do that, except he doesn't genuinely love you.
Yeah.
So that's
the last comment for today.
All right. So these are the comments we have for this particular post. Unfortunately, we couldn't read comments on the first post, but of course, we know you've gotten the gist, and we will also be expecting to see your comments in the comment section. And we hope you really enjoyed today's show, although it's very brief, but that's just our offering for you today. We hope you stick around same time when we'll be having this same show, but yet different posts, of course, and still the same presenters who'll be talking about it. Until then, see you again. My name is Samuel Okata, and
Ademi Funke.
Bye for now.
Bye.